What's happening? Facebook and YouTube. Good Sunday morning. I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I hope you all having a great weekend. And guess what? You know what time it is? It is our Sunday sports wrap-up show with your good brother Kendrick, the sports guy. Again, hope you're having a great weekend. And yes, we're going to talk a little NFL as we always do. We got a lot to talk about, but before we get to that, make sure you come in here, like, subscribe to the channels. That is Kendrick Sports Host as well as TFG Sports Media. Make sure you comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, share this to all your social media platforms. And again, make sure you come in and comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And we're going to have a good time. Now, guess what? I am also live on TikTok right now simultaneously. We got a lot of people in the chat. Go Pack Go. I see you, Belly Rocker. Drew Love. What's happening? He's watching from Arkansas. I see my good man, Scooney Boy. Go Pack Go. Sparta. What's up? And I appreciate that. Make sure y'all come in, like, share this. I got a lot of people in the chat already on TikTok. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, make sure you do so. That is Kendrick Henderson 51 as well. So again, I got to do this for my Wi-Fi. You all know that watch me on Facebook and YouTube. Sometimes my Wi-Fi likes to show out when we got company. So I got to tell my Wi-Fi now, right now, you come in here, you sit down, you don't touch a damn thing, and there ain't going to be no buffering issues. You hear me, Wi-Fi? Yeah, I think the Wi-Fi got it today. So we're going to have a good one. What's up, Thomas Harkness? He says, love your room, though, brother. Thomas, I cannot tell a lie. That is just a backdrop that I'm running through my green screen. It is not my man cave, but it is going to be eventually when I get my bag, when I get my money up. And speaking of which, if you would like to help a brother continue to build his sports platform, you can hit my Cash App. $1969 Kendrick. Again, I'm into purchasing me some more laptops, some more lights, some more microphones. Believe me, I'm following my dream and my passion, and hopefully you guys going to be on the ride with me. If you're going to be here, I want you to take this journey with your boy, your good brother, Kendrick, the sports guy. All right? So again, you're not obligated, but if you would like to give your brother a few dollars, hit my Cash App. $1969 Kendrick. What's up, Chris? I see you. Go Pack Go from Pennsylvania. I see you, Bennison 9927. He says Lions about to whip that ass. Not. I got Mr. Adams. We got a Commanders, Redskins in the house. Nick Westerhausen. Let's go Pack. Go Pack Go. You are already on the car on this ride. Juanito Hernandez is back. I appreciate you. Yeah. You're doing all right? Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I know people always ask me about my eyes. Some people think, let me get this out the way because I have to address it. A lot of times people look like that. They think I've been smoking some of that good stuff because of my eyes color. I've always had eye issues. I've always kind of had some allergy issues, but I've always had eye issues since I was a youngster. So no, I'm good. My eyes are okay. No, I hadn't smoked any good stuff or anything like that. That's just the way my eyes look. So again, if you come on and you see me like, yeah, dang, look like he a little high. No, I'm a high on these Packers. That's what I'm high on. If you think so, how about that? So and let me say this: I'm not offended if you ask or anybody put it in the comment. I don't get offended. It's all good. It's all love over here in the Packers man cave. All right. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to this NFL. We had our preseason week 3 wrapped up. Appreciate that, King. We had it wrapped up last night. But before we get to all that, we got some news this morning for my Vikings fans. There has been a trade. The Vikings actually have added a quarterback. They added Carson Wentz. Adam Schefter from ESPN first reported that this morning. The Vikings added quarterback Carson Wentz, and they traded quarterback Sam Howell to the Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles. So you're a Ravens fan, Connor, man, I see you. Appreciate the gift, too. So to all my Vikings fans, just to let you know, they've added some experience behind second-year quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Appreciate that, the man. Unfortunately, it really isn't real. It is my backdrop that I'm running through a green screen, but eventually that's going to be my man cave. So I cannot tell a lie. So there you have it. But I appreciate the love, though, the man. Appreciate you watching. Let me know where you're watching from, too. So again, that is some of the early news. Oh, and we just got an alert, ladies and gentlemen. Just broke through sporting news. It's just coming through that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have released Shilo Sanders. That just popped up on my laptop. You heard it here first. Appreciate that. And I was born in Wisconsin, Nick. I'm Milwaukee. I'm a Milwaukee 414. I was born in the Milltown, Bruce City, baby. I'm Wisconsin born, Texas raised, and up cheesehead all at the same time. But just some news, breaking news just came through. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have released Shilo Sanders. Safety, you know he is the older brother of Shadur, who had signed, was an undrafted free agent out of Colorado, who signed a free agent deal. I know where Kenosha is, Juanito. That's what's up. Free agent deal with Tampa Bay and had a strong camp from all the reports that we had been reading. That Shilo looked like he was going to make the team. But unfortunately, he got released, and that was just reported by the Sport News. It just broke just a minute ago. Now, if you watch the Bucs and the Bills on yesterday, Shilo was actually ejected from that game for throwing a punch at the Bills tight end. I watched the video of that. I thought he should have got unsportsmanlike conduct. I get that, but which he did. But they ejected him from the game as well. So again, if you're just popping in, I see, man, there's all the love over here on TikTok. If you're just popping in, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have released Shilo Sanders. Go Vols. Oh, we got somebody being petty in the chat on TikTok. Breaking news: Jordan Love suspended 4 games for being way overrated. Go Vols. Man, get up out of here with that nonsense. Get up out of here, man. You are hilarious, man. But anyway, so that was some breaking news. Again, other news that happened this morning. I appreciate that, demand. Appreciate that. Tony, appreciate the like. The Vikings have traded Sam Howell to the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as added quarterback Carson Wentz. Now let's talk about some of the results from yesterday's NFL preseason games, which was week 3, the last preseason games for the teams before they have to get down again, like I said, on Tuesday to that 53-man roster. I got a comment on YouTube. Let me see who is there. Clay Lewis. What's up, my good brother? What's up, bro? How are you? Happy Sunday to you, Clay. Appreciate you popping in. I am doing well, man. We just getting ready to get this thing started. Talking about this NFL, what went down on yesterday. Again, the scores really don't matter. The Ravens beat the Commanders 30-3. The Colts beat the Bengals 41-14. Rams defeated the Browns the Rams lost to the Browns 17-19. The Texans defeated the Lions 26-7. The Broncos defeated the Saints 28-19. The Seahawks lost to my Packers 20-7. I watched that game from beginning to end. What's up, Jacob? Go Pack, go. The Jaguars lost to the Dolphins 14-6. The Bills defeated the Bucs 23-19. The Chargers lost to the 49ers 23-30. And the Raiders lost to the Cardinals 20-10. And also the Raiders lost their backup quarterback. To all my Raiders fans, Aiden O'Connell, he has a fractured right wrist, and he is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. That is the backup to what's his quarterback that they traded for from the Seahawks? Can't think of Geno Smith. But yeah, Geno Smith back up, Aiden O'Connell. He is out for 6 to 8 weeks. And now that leaves 6th-round draft pick Cam Miller as the backup to Geno Smith. Cam Miller was drafted again out of North Dakota State. So will the Raiders be looking to add another quarterback to their quarterback room? I'm sure. The man says, which running back you think should start behind Jacobs? I like that rookie. I can't remember his name, the man that ran real well yesterday. I can't remember his name. I don't know if that's it, Lloyd, but I liked him. Yeah, I think, yeah. I can't remember his name, but I like him. So I'm cool with him backing up Josh Jacobs, if that's the case. I like the way he ran that ball yesterday. So again, the Raiders have lost their quarterback Their backup quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, who had started a few games for the Raiders. He was just patchwork. He was fix-a-flat. He wasn't ever going to be that guy for them. That's why they got Geno. I see you, Spitz Network. The Niners are in the house. I see you. Speaking of which, the Niners made a trade, too, for a running back. They traded for Brian Robinson Jr. a couple of days ago from the Commanders to get them some backup behind Christian McCaffrey. So I see you, Vikings. What's up? Dilo does work. I don't know if you heard the news, but you guys have added a quarterback behind J.J. McCarthy. Carson Wentz will be backing up J.J. McCarthy. The Vikings did trade Sam Howell to the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champ. What's up, Francis? Go, Pack, go. Jacob said, so the Bears looking good this year. We'll see. Dobbs did play well yesterday, the man. I'm glad you mentioned that. Dobbs did play well. He had that Willis. He caught that 6-yard touchdown pass from Malik Willis. That was a pretty good drive the Packers put together, too. They started from the 6-yard line. It was a 94-yard drive, that first touchdown, and that was in the first quarter. I was impressed more so with the second-team Packers defense. And I'm talking Packers, Seahawks. I watched that game from the beginning to end just to see what they was doing. I appreciate that. I cannot tell a lie as Arizona Cheesehead. It is actually a backdrop that I'm running through a green screen. But I appreciate that. Eventually that will be my man cave someday. Appreciate the like, Francis. Appreciate the like and the gift. So I was really digging the way the Packers defense looked. But I am too, Jacob. My biggest concern is the back end of that defense, specifically the cornerback position. I don't know what we're going to do there, but we're going to see. Dilo Does Work says, can I wait for the season? The NFC North is going to be insane. It definitely is, Dilo, and it always is insane. And again, we're less than 2 weeks away from the kickoff of this NFL regular season, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, we are 2 weeks away. Today is 2 weeks away for the first week one. Well, week one actually starts on that Thursday with the Cowboys at the Eagles. And then at Friday, we got the Chiefs and somebody, and they play in I believe, Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we got it's right around. I appreciate that follow, Dilo. Appreciate the love, appreciate the gift. Appreciate the like, man. I'm getting all this love on TikTok. If you have not followed me on TikTok, if you watching me on Facebook and YouTube, come check me out, man, on TikTok, Kendrick Henderson 51. Come to the chat, man, where it goes down. You hear me? Donnie says we getting Parsons. We're gonna talk about that. It's kind of some developments, nothing major. Appreciate that follow, Jacob. We're gonna talk about that. So again, now is the big day. On Tuesday, when all teams have to get down, David, boo, pack, boo. I see you, David. So every team has to get down to their 53-man roster. Little side note, New Orleans Saints, they trying to figure out who's going to be their starting quarterback. I just read what Kellen Moore said. They're going to make a decision in the next few days if it's going to be Spencer Rattler or their draft pick that they got out of Louisville, the quarterback Tyler Shaw. So it's going to either be Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shaw. For any of my Saints fans that's up in here, that's going to be the quarterback for those Saints. So that's the news on that. So again, it's going to be a lot of guys that's going to be hitting the pavement. But then my buddy is a Saints fan. He swears they are going to be above 500. I don't know, Dilo. I don't think they will. But we're gonna don't forget 24 and 22. David. How can I not forget it? Damn it. You're going to remind me every time you come up in my room. But believe me, you're going to forget it too after this season. All right, David, my good man, my guy. Crazy Coach announced Danny Dimes as their starter. Yes, that's another one. If you didn't know, Daniel Jones has been announced as the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. When the Packers win the North, I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a dogfight between the Packers and the Lions. And I've said that, and I'm sticking to it. But I think until they dethrone, the Lions are the champs. So right now, I'm picking the Lions maybe to win the North, but the Packers going to give them all they can handle. And it starts in week one when the Lions come to Lambeau and take that L back to the D. What up, though? When they take that L back to the D, and we start 1-0 in the NFC North Division. That's my prediction, and is in the words of Bart Scott, can't wait. David says, I got Lions 1, Bears 2, Packers 3, the Vikings 4. Okay, he got the Lions and the Bears. What's up, Skull? How you doing, Daniel? Thanks for popping in. I see you, Cheesehead Jen. Go Pack Go. Much love to you. I appreciate the love, boy. My TikTok is on fire over here. I'm telling you. So again, that is some of the preseason things. Again, we got going on. The Buccaneers already made a move. If you just popped in, they have already released safety Shilo Sanders. It happened yesterday. I don't think that was the reason why. I don't know if was that part of the reason of releasing him. He did get ejected when during that game between the Bucs and the Bills after throwing a punch at that Bills tight end, and losing both offensive and defensive coordinators is a huge hit. I agree for the Lions because they got what up though, Detroit. I hear you, the bad Christian. We need to beat the Lions. They have beat us consistently since Campbell arrived. I totally agree with that, PJ. The Lions have had our number the last couple of seasons. I'm not one of those delusional fans that don't see it. The Lions have had our number. But again, I always say this, it's a new season. What was done last year is last year. That's a wrap. That ain't you can't work on, now you got to begin one today. In this when you kick off on that Sunday, September 8th, that's all we thinking about is today. I could care less about what happened last year. So there you go. So again, that's what we have. That's some of the latest news. Again, I told you Shilo Sanders for the Buccaneers was released. The Vikings have traded they traded quarterback Sam Howell to the Eagles. They added Carson Wentz. Another trade again, Aiden O'Donnell, backup quarterback for the Raiders. He has a broken wrist. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Also, the 49ers they traded for a running back, Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders a couple of days ago. So that is some of the updates on that. John says you might have a chance when it's cold outside, but warm weather first game. Lions win easily, John. I do not think so, but I could take that. I don't think so. They come to Lambeau and they're going to take that L. What are your thoughts on our receiving core? I think we got to get healthy. I like what I saw from Romeo Dobbs, Devin, but I'm still, Matthew Golden is going to be that dude. I'm happy with him. We got to get him healthy. Devontae Wicks has got to get healthy. We got to get Savion Williams. I think our 3rd round pick. He's been hurt, banged up. Got to get him healthy. Obviously, Christian Watson. We can't keep him healthy. Hopefully, we can get him back sometime before November. So we'll see what happens. Erica 4 asks, any chance on Micah Parsons? I would say probably I'll say 0% chance on Micah Parsons, Eric. I don't see it happening. But stranger things have happened. We'll see. I still think that's a soap opera that's going to continue for the next couple of weeks. I don't think Micah Parsons is going to play week 1, and he possibly may not play week 2, so we'll see what happens. The bad Christian says, you also have to think Lions made some coaching changes. They might be okay until they're proven. That's a good point. So now let's move on to a team that's going to have all eyes on them on Tuesday. WWCD. You probably wonder, what is that acronym for? That acronym is, what will Cleveland do? And I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, my sports fans, even if it's some Browns fans over here, what will Cleveland do on Tuesday with Shadur Sanders? I want to know your thoughts. We already know Flacco is the starter. They've already made that. I had a problem with Stefanski pulling Shadur and not letting him operate that 2-minute drive in the 4th quarter, and he put Tyler Huntley in there. Well, I'm like, damn it, you already know what Huntley can give you. Let the young fella show what he can do in 2 minutes. Now I'm really beginning to think Stefanski kind of set the young Sanders up for failure. I just didn't like, why not let the young fella finish the game? He started the second half. No, he didn't. I mean, it wasn't that great of a game. He was 3 for 6, 14 yards. He was sacked 5 times. One of those sacks he shouldn't have took. You held the ball too damn long, and that's one of my things about Shedeur that I say he's got to get better at. His pocket presence, and he hold on to the ball too damn long. But what will Cleveland do? Will they release Shedeur, or will he be on the 53-man roster, or will he make the practice squad? I read where Andrew Berry said that they're open to keeping 4 quarterbacks. Andrew Berry, if you don't know, he's the GM for the Cleveland Browns. And he makes the decisions along with Kevin Stefanski. So what do you guys think? Alex asks, what do I think about the Bears? I don't think about them until we beat their ass, actually, Alex. But all jokes aside, what do I think about the Bears? I think the Bears are going to be better. I do. I think it's gonna be some adjustments early on. I think they got better a little bit with the offensive line. Obviously, I think they do have some weapons, and I think Caleb Williams will thrive a little bit better under Ben Johnson and his offensive coordinator. So I think the Bears will be better, but I don't think they're not gonna win the NFC North. They're not gonna even sniff it, but I think they will be better. Jelly, appreciate the follow. From Green Bay, I see you, Tim. Thoughts on the open against the Lions? I think it's gonna have that playoff atmosphere. It's gonna be that NFC North atmosphere where it's gonna be a dog fight. But I believe we're gonna win. I was very impressed with the way our defense looked yesterday. What's up, H? Good rising to you. What's up? Go Broncos. That's a sleeper team too. But I think we're gonna. I was very impressed. Now Love hadn't been able to play at all because he had surgery on his non-throwing hand for that thumb issue. But I think we're gonna be right. Joe Anthony Rodriguez, go Pack, go. That's what's up. So what about the Bucs? What do I think about the Bucs? I think they're in a division where they should win it. The Saints are probably going to be mediocre. The Panthers, I think, are going to be. It's the Panthers and Bucs division. I think the Saints. I just don't think they're going to do anything. I really don't. I think they're going to struggle. So the Bucs should win that division hands down, in my opinion. But back to the Cleveland Browns. What do you guys think with Shedeur? I think he's going to end up. Be honest with you, I would rather him not be in Cleveland. I'll be honest with you. I would rather him be released than he be picked up by someone else. Because I think the Browns organization, when it comes to quarterbacks, it's not a very good organization for quarterbacks to thrive in. It's been a minute since the Browns have had a quarterback that actually thrived there. I'm trying to even think back. When's the last quarterback that's had some success? Baker Mayfield had a little success. Little bit. But before him, damn, I had to go back. Hell, damn Bernie Kosar. I'm going way back. So again, I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. What will you think the Browns would do as far as Shedeur? Will they cut him? Will they release him? Will he be on his practice squad? Actually, Dylan Gabriel has looked good. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up. I can't even front. Dylan Gabriel has looked good. I mean, the time that he's been in there, but I think he's been put in better situations than Shedeur too. But again, he's a 3rd-round pick. Shadeur's a 5th-round pick. You got to look at it like that. Obviously, a 3rd-round pick is going to be put in a better situation than a 5th-round pick. That's good. Ain't no bones about it. That's the way it is. That's the politics of the NFL. So there you have it. So we'll see, and again, that's gonna be all eyes like Tupac on Cleveland on Tuesday. Again, I'm gonna go live on Tuesday when all the 53-man rosters are set. The deadline to get down to 53 is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, so 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, I guess that's 1 p.m. Eastern Pacific. So I'm gonna definitely go live and pop in and just give you guys a little. Yeah, it is Hill, Jelly, and he's expected to start week 1. He is expected to start week 1. All right, let's move to our last segment before we get out of here. The latest on the Cowboys drama between Micah Parsons and Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones. What's the latest on this? It ain't much to talk about, but it is. On Friday night, the Cowboys had their last preseason game versus the Falcons, which they won. and the all-pro edge rusher was on the sideline. That is Micah Parsons, and he took a siesta or fiesta, or he decided to lay on the trainer's table for a few minutes, and everybody damn near lost their mind. So I did read this morning. Jerry Jones needs to sit down. He does, Anthony, but he ain't. He 82. He ain't gonna sit down until he take his dirt nap. And I know Cowboy fans know that. Speaking of which, that Netflix documentary is out too, by the way, and it's pretty damn good. I've watched the first episode. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Netflix. It dropped last Tuesday. But the latest on Micah Parsons, he scrubbed all mentions of the Dallas Cowboys on his social media account, X, known as Twitter. And we don't know what's going to go on. We don't. But we know that relationship is really rocky right now. CC, what's good? Happy Sunday to you. Missed this live from the beginning. Hey, that's all right. Go back and rewind it and watch it later, CC. One of my loyal supporters. Appreciate the love as always, CC. But the latest on that is Micah is not happy and he wants to be traded. But here's the thing, guys, ladies and gentlemen. The Cowboys really don't have to do anything. What's up, Green Bean? Go Pack Go. I see you, Mirza. Go Pack Go. The Cowboys really don't have to do anything. They can actually, because he's in the 5th year of his rookie deal, which is going to pay him roughly $24 million. He can sit out this year and pull a Le'Veon Bell if you want. That didn't go well for Le'Veon. He can play this year out, and the Cowboys can get funky with him after this season. They can slap that franchise tag on it. And guess what? They can slap that franchise tag on him again. So technically, the Cowboys could keep him hemmed up for 3 years if they wanted to. But we know that's probably not going to happen. What's probably going to happen, this year's going to be played out. They're going to probably eventually slap that franchise tag on him, and then they're going to figure out a trade, and the Cowboys going to ask for couple of first-round picks, some second-round picks, some future draft-round picks, and they probably going to trade Micah Parsons after this season. That's just my thoughts. I don't know if that's going to be the case. That's my prediction. Do I think he'll play at all this year? Probably. I don't think he's going to play week 1, but I think that this relationship is taking a turn for the worse. It's getting ugly and uglier as the days go by. So what do I think? Will there be eventually a contract worked out? And I still think it possibly can happen. But now I'm thinking like maybe 40% of possibly Micah Parsons won't end up being a Cowboy after this year. That's just my thoughts. So again, there you have it. That is our Sunday sports wrap-up show with your good brother Kendrick, the sports guy. I want to thank everybody for popping in. JJ Too Smooth says Parsons would play this year. Just that for sure. Damn, I missed that. What you think about Shadur in Dallas? Anthony, I would love for that to happen. Actually, I thought that should have happened. I don't know why the Cowboys didn't draft Shadur. I would love to see him in Dallas. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing him in New Orleans either, because that team had a chance to draft him too. So I would love, I think that would be a good place for him. KY says New York Giants will be back to regain the rich history of our franchise. I hear you. The Giants, that Jackson Dart looked pretty good in this couple of times I saw him. Do you think Golden becomes he is our wide receiver 1 right now, I believe. I think he's going to be our first option, and as long as he stay healthy, I believe that's what it's going to be. So again, I appreciate you guys for popping in. I got all this love on TikTok. Make sure you always keep it locked here for all your latest NFL news and updates and other sports news as well. Again, Tuesday is the deadline for the NFL teams to get down to the 53-man roster. Just to give you a quick run back, Shilo Sanders was released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this morning, first reported by the Sport News. Also, the Minnesota Vikings have added quarterback Carson Wentz. They traded Sam Howell to the Philadelphia Eagles. That is the new news from the NFL on today. And I'm sure it's going to be some more dropping as well. Again, make sure you keep it locked here. And you can catch me here live every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. right here on Kendrick Henderson 51 on TikTok, as well as on YouTube and Facebook at Kendrick Sports Hustle. You can also catch me on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, live on TikTok, where we are talking about all the sports, wrapping up some of the biggest sports stories. Daytona, what is up, my favorite fellow Packers lover? What's up? I got to give you guys something real quick before I get out here to tell you to look forward to. I'm going to be producing some segments on my best sports interviews of all time. My best sports interviews of all time. I'm going to find my top 10 best sports interviews of all time, and I'm going to start at number 9, number 10, and go down all the way to number 1. I'm going to produce a segment. I'm going to post one probably every other day. But just keep it locked, because I found some good ones. And I'm gonna produce some that you probably forgot about. Some of the greatest and fun, some of the funniest sports sound bites or interviews ever. And I got some that you can be like, damn, I forgot about that one. But I'm gonna be producing those. I'm gonna start producing those this week. So make sure you keep your notifications on. Make sure you check me out right here at Kendrick Henderson 51 on TikTok, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle and TFG Sports Media on YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate the follow, Furby52. Anthony, I appreciate the like. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you have a great start to your week. Make sure you come back on Tuesday. We'll be talking about the 53-man rosters of some of these teams and some of the biggest names that got cut. Again, that deadline is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also make sure you check me out next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and next Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time as well. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Deuces. All right, Facebook and YouTube. That's a wrap for your boy, Kendrick Henderson. Again, you can catch me on TikTok if you haven't. You saw me over here doing a lot of talking because I had a lot of people in my chat on TikTok. So if you haven't followed me there, make sure you follow me there at Kendrick Henderson 51. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channels as well. That's Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SportZ HUSTLE, as well as TFG Sports Media. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope you have a blessed work week, and we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Hold on before I get out. You came in late, brother. You always late. Shilo Sanders puts NFL career in jeopardy after he got released today, Jack. You go back and rewind and watch the show. He got released. He's been released by Tampa Bay. Go back and rewind it. You caught the tail end. I'm out of here. All right, but good, brother. You guys have a great Sunday. We'll see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Deuces.